Good afternoon. Oh no, that's not going to get it done. Listen, y'all, this is a celebration, right? It is remarkable what you have achieved. I bring you greetings from my mother, Irma Jean Christian. Whenever I get the opportunity to speak my mother's name in public, I do so. My mother was my first teacher. She was a teacher of the English language before she married my father, who was a soldier, a non-com, in the 3rd Armored Division of the Signal Corps of the United States Army. Yeah. And so as my first teacher, my mother was really responsible for so much in my life. Not just my love of literature and the written word, but the whole idea of reading, picking up a book, and going anywhere in the universe in my imagination. In my mother Irma Jean's house, you either read a book or you got hit in the head with one. She really didn't care what your choice was, but you were going to have an encounter with the written word. I joke, but my mother really is a remarkable and phenomenal woman. My mother is 4'10½". She weighs about $120 on a good day. I'm 56 years old, and I am still afraid of this woman. And for good reason. My mother was a tremendously stern taskmaster. As a single parent raising 3 children, putting us all through private education. As a teacher herself, she knew that the best education she could possibly give her children was one that was private. So I was educated by the nuns, Sister William. My mother, when I was 5, decided that she had taught me everything that she could to prepare me for kindergarten, and so she did what any self-respecting parent would do. She took me down to the local Catholic school and lied to the nuns about my age. And I never looked back. She always promised that should I prove to be in over my head, she would pull me out of school, make me wait that year, and start again. But I never looked back. It was my mother who really turned me on to the idea that if I could think it, I could do it. That there were no limits on me save the ones that I imposed upon myself. She taught me that I would grow up and inherit a world that would sometimes be hostile to my presence simply because of the color of my skin, and that an education was the leveler of the playing field. I've been really, really lucky, remarkably so, in that I have had tremendous teachers in my life. Mentors, like my mom, that had the patience and the caring to invest themselves in me. Chief among them are some of my storytelling mentors. I've had the great good fortune to work with men like Alex Haley, the author of Roots, Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, and my personal hero, Fred Rogers. You know, Fred was a Presbyterian minister. Did you know that? He was also a Marine. Did you know that? Yeah. It was Fred who really turned me on to the possibilities of what one could do with children through the medium of television. And for 26 years on Reading Rainbow, we did our best to take that spark in a child and to fan it into flame. Our goal has always been to find children who can read, turn them into readers for life. Talk about technology changing everything. Today we are able to offer that experience to kids on tablet computers. We have reinvented the television show as a tablet experience for kids. There's a whole new generation of kids coming up, of children coming up, for whom television is only one of the screens that occupy their time during the course of any given day. I think you all know something a little bit about what it means to have your education delivered to you through the digital medium. Technology changes everything. I like to look at the technology of Star Trek, The Next Generation, right? On the Enterprise, we carried around tablet computers. We called them pads. Steve Jobs watched a lot of Star Trek. You can believe that. And today, the next generation has helped birth a technology that is literally changing the world, and has done for many, many years. I know that there was some child who watched those original episodes of Star Trek, right? And kept seeing Captain Kirk reach to that secret Velcroed place behind his hip, because there are no pockets in the future, I can tell you. And he would pull out that communicator, he would flip it open, and he would call the ship, he would call, "Scotty, beam me up." I believe that child grew up to become an engineer, a designer of product, and is responsible for a piece of technology today that is more prevalent than the toaster. Just by a show of hands, how many people have ever used or been in proximity to someone using a flip cell phone? That upon which we focus our imagination is what we tend to manifest in this life. It is a recipe as foolproof as breaking eggs to make omelet. That upon which we focus our attention is what we manifest. You have all been engaged in a process of manifestations. For some, it has been a matter of months. For some, a matter of years. For some, today is the culmination of a journey that has lasted your whole lives. That which you focus your energy and attention upon is what you manifest. I had an occasion recently to go to the White House, which is always very cool. I mean, I'd been to the White House before, and I'd actually met presidents before, but meeting Barack Obama a few weeks ago was, well, I hardly have words. I was there on the occasion of the White House Science Fair, and for the past 3 years, the president has brought young people, elementary, middle school, and high school students who are the winners of their local and state science fairs to the White House, just like he would if you were the NCAA basketball champions or had won a Super Bowl. He brought these kids to the White House and shined the light on them, and Bill Nye, the science guy, and I were there to help the president shine the light on these kids. And while the president was touring the science fair, all of the exhibits, they had everybody else gather in the East Room of the White House. Now, I know you've all seen the East Room of the White House with the gold drapes and that wonderful podium that the president stands behind with the seal on it. And while we were all gathered in that room, I looked down, and there happened to be on my seat, I was seated in the front row, there was a place card with my name on it, LeVar Burton. I took a picture of it, a chair with my name on it in the White House. And after the president's remarks, and he came down and he was shaking the hands of the people in the front row, as the president approached me and he looked up and our eyes met, I saw that the president recognized me. And I thought, the president knows who Kunta is. But it wasn't until I got back to my hotel room later that afternoon and was going over the pictures that I had taken throughout the course of the day that it really began to hit me, the power of the moment that I had just experienced. And I came to that picture with a place card with my name on it. And in my mind, I superimposed underneath my name the name of Kunta, K-U-N-T-A. And in that moment, I was literally overwhelmed by the emotion of the realization that it wasn't just LeVar meeting Barack Obama, that it was literally the closing of the circle of so much karma for so many souls, because it was indeed Kunta Kinte meeting the first black president of the United States in the White House. I recognized that I was standing in for so many others who were not able to be there in that moment. Not just my mom, not just my family, but for thousands, hundreds of thousands of souls who died broke, broken, penniless, disenfranchised. My whole life has been a journey of taking advantage of, making good with that which has come my way, a way that has been paved by the sacrifices of others. And I believe that you know what I'm talking about when I say I feel so grateful to all of those who have come before me that make my life possible, that the blessings I receive from them make every day of my life an opportunity to do that for someone else, to pave the way, to make the way ready. Y'all are not kids. You're grown-ups. You've got lives, families, responsibilities, and yet, and still, your commitment has been consistent. Your tenacity has been unwavering. You have gotten it done in spite of all obstacles, y'all. Your courage, your willingness to get up every day, and get it done speaks volumes about the impact that you are about to have on the world. I am humbled in your presence because y'all are getting it done. You're getting it done at what I call the point of purchase, where life meets life. That's where it happens. That's where shit gets done. Where life meets life. I'm proud of you. And you should be proud of yourselves. It's not everyone who can do what you've done. If it were easy, there would be standing room only on the floor here today. If it were easy, everybody would do it. If it were easy, I don't know that it would be as precious as I know it is to you. Earlier this morning in addressing the undergraduates, my closing remarks were kind of boisterous, but they're kids. Y'all are grown folks. And so I say simply to you, much respect. God bless you. Go out there and kick some ass, okay? Take some names. Make your families proud. We're proud of you. God bless. Thank you.